called me out, and I have to apologize. So today, Mike is taking cover. We are talking about 2 videos. I thought it was just going to be 1 video, and now it's 2 videos. On Saturday, we came out with a Canadian grocery budget audit with Kirsty, and she volunteered to go to the places she shops in Canada and show us how she keeps her grocery bill lowered down very inexpensively. And so I ran that video on Saturday morning. What time did it go out? 10 o'clock or so?
Which one?
The Canadian one, probably 10 o'clock or so.
Yeah. Didn't we run that one on Friday? We ran on Friday this time.
Did we run? Okay. So, no, it was Saturday. Well, whenever it was, it doesn't matter. But whenever it was,
it was like,
we had the video out 2 hours. By hour number 3 or 4, I can't remember, I had spent 2 hours going back through Canadian ads, going to Canadian grocery hauls at the store, pulling prices, and we should have been recording. You want to see Tara rant? You want to see Tara rant? You should have been recording, right, dear? Mike was getting an earful. Let me tell you.
Thanks a lot, people. Just kidding.
You know, so oops, I just opened the wrong program here. So let me show you some of the comments that we got from our Canadian grocery budget. And then Monday, we put out a video telling you what Thanksgiving sales are happening right now all over the country and what you should pull Mama B's comment, put that at the top. What you should be buying this week for groceries. Mama B is saying it. Yep, you're right. I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. Okay, so here are some of the comments from the Canadian video on her grocery prices.
Before you read them, there were a couple of comments like Holly Hobby said, seems like people from the last one need the meds. They're just, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm selling laxatives for my new product.
Maybe we should send them out free.
Send them out for free. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So here is the first comment. So, okay. Well, wait a minute. So what happened was people were calling me a liar. They were calling Kirsty a liar.
I have to say about Kirsty, I hope that's how you pronounce her name. That's I have to say that she was one of the most inspiring people doing what we've been trying to teach all this time.
She's like the poster child. The poster child.
Absolutely perfect. Go ahead.
So I was all excited because I'm like, here is someone who started listening to us, has practiced these tips, and she's doing it. And so I didn't even get a chance to email her the link yet. And she emailed me about, 20, 30 minutes after the video came out, 45 minutes. I don't know. It wasn't too long. And she was like, Tara, I can't believe these comments. I'm paraphrasing. But I was like, oh my goodness. This is absolutely crazy. I said, you're doing such a good job. I thought people would be excited. You're teaching them how to save money in Canada, where supposedly the grocery prices are so expensive.
Oops, the chat just blew up.
Well, let it blow up because I got something to say to the Canadians and the Americans too, because Monday's show was just as bad. And let me tell you, I refuse to apologize. I refuse. I spent 2 hours after the Canadian show came out, going through flyers, going to cities, grocery stores all over from one end of Canada all the way to the other. I watched Canadian grocery hauls about them complaining about the prices on groceries. And you have absolutely nothing to complain about, and neither do the Americans. Sorry, calming down. I am not going to apologize because you guys will not get off your lazy butt and do some work. Now, if you want to go ahead and leave, you just go ahead and leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I don't care. I really don't. These grocery saving methods have worked for more than 70 years in my family. 70 years. I was able to have 2 kids on a $6 an hour income. Well, then it was $15 an hour income. And I had 2 babies on that. And still, my grocery bill was ridiculously low, even for the time. When most people were spending $500 and $600, I was spending $125. They work. And I am not going to apologize for telling you to get your lazy butt off the chair, go to more than one store. If you have to drive to the United States to get groceries, drive to the United States.
I didn't
Stop
realize
being lazy.
how close so many people are.
90% of Canadians live within 2 hours of the United States border. Oh, okay. So we're going to get to some of these comments.
Actually, though, I do have to say, I was pretty impressed we hear a lot of people, particularly that identify themselves as Canadians, complaining, but I was surprised how many people from Canada were like, I don't know what they're smoking.
We had a lot, and I have proof. And I will tell you, I am not showing the comments that the people where they were saying we were liars and that we had no idea what we were talking about and that Kirsty, she just didn't know what she was doing. I'm not showing those comments. You know why? Because I'm not going to give those people, which I have banned from my channel, I'm not going to give those people the satisfaction of having their name on the screen. Because I refuse to have that kind of negativity on my channel. I refuse. Why? Because I have been there and I have done it. And even with 2023 high grocery prices, I am still doing it. My grocery bill has not gone up past the $400 that I spend for 2 parents and 2 teenage boys. It hasn't gone up. Because these tips work.
If you want to be in a better situation, you can do it. But if you want to complain about the situation and have an excuse, then you're just out of luck. Right?
You're out of luck. All right, guys, dining on a time cut box. If you're still speaking to us, I'm going to get to this, but 25% off right now, volume 1, volume 2. Easy recipes get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Gluten-free, dairy-free edition, 25% off right now in the description below. And guys, our price books are headed to our house from the printer as we speak. So they will be back in stock. And this right here is key. This is the key to saving money on your groceries. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. And then if you guys need a planner for 2024, our undated planner is 400 pages, 365 days. You can see all of the inside of our books, guys, on the sales page. You can see everything. All right. Here we go. One of the first comments was, she's not a liar, but she's mostly buying out-of-date food. Prices vary wildly from city to city, province to province. Okay, so if she is going to grocery outlet and buying canned chilies which she didn't even say they were out of date, but let's say they are. let's say they're out of date, even 6 months. Most of the grocery outlets that I've ever been to, it's been out of date like 3 or 4 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe at the most for canned foods, cereal, like 2 weeks. So what? So what if it is out of date? It is still perfectly good food. If she can get canned chilies for 18 cents that last 10 years in the can versus $2.79, how is that a problem? I don't get how that is a problem. I just really don't. So that was one of the comments. Then we have, let me see here. Okay, then then the next person said, she shopped liquidation store and pay what you can. This is not real grocery shopping. Show some realistic shopping. Okay. Because your spoiled brat little butt can't get up and go to the liquidation store and save some money. We're the ones that are the problem. I'm sorry. I am absolutely stunned at how just flat out lazy you are. Just flat out lazy. That is what it amounts to. I'm sorry, but I'm not putting up with this. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for it. The next one is, this whole thing saddens me as a Canadian. Tara, you are so convinced that we're all lying. First of all, I never said you guys were lying in the video. I'm saying you're lying now, but you weren't lying in the video.
Also, it's funny how she's complaining and she's assuming that all Canadians agree with her.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'll tell you, we had plenty of Canadians who sat there and said, Tara, you are right. These are the prices I've gotten. We're going to show you those in just a minute. She says, each province pays a different amount of tax and some don't pay any. Ours is in BC. Why is your mouse going all over my computer?
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, see? We've got something weird going on here, guys. Let me tell you, I don't know what's happening with this show today, but it's going to be really good. It has been one of those days where...
I was wondering why I can't get it to work over here. Yeah, see,
look, it's on my computer. I don't know why. I'm telling you guys, Satan does not want you to hear what we have to say today, and I don't know what we're going to be saying that he doesn't want you to hear. So if you're a prayer warrior, we would really appreciate it. Something good is going to be happening. We woke up at 6:30 this morning with one of our family members, with one of us, we aren't going to mention who, but one of us throwing up blood. So this is how our day started today. And I just know that you guys need to hear this, because the problem is you can be a victim or you can have victory. And if you keep giving in to the lies that Satan puts out there, especially about inflation and all of this stuff going on with inflation and prices and stuff, that is just a lie straight from the pit of hell. It is. It is Satan trying to discourage you, to keep you from having the victory of having your finances under control, so that then you can give to help others and bless others when they need to be helped and blessed. But because of your selfishness and your laziness, you're not able to do that. And I'm not going to allow that here on my channel. And I'm going to prove to you how you can save money on your groceries, and how, I'm sorry, but I am right on this. I am not going to apologize. I am right. All right, back to what we were saying. Each province pays a different amount of tax and some don't pay any. Ours in BC can be as high as 12%. Depending on what you're buying. I wish you would do your homework and stop pushing the issue. We are liars. Well, first of all, once again, I did not say that in the video, but I am saying that now. I've watched you for years, but this whole thing has frustrated me and clearly many others, because this food audit was full of bogus information. Someone looking for attention. I'm not saying we can't find good deals here and there, but big cities versus small towns equals a big difference.
Wow. So you've just decided you want to have a high grocery bill, you want to be poor, and you want an excuse, and you're going to attack other people who tell you otherwise so that you can continue to live in the lie that there's absolutely nothing you can do but tell people about how sad your situation is.
Now,
Well, we're here to actually encourage people to do what they can do, to figure out what they can do. You know, the thing I thought was funny about the grocery audit was she kept talking about these situations where she just thought about something or did something a little different and figured it out. Of course, some of it she said she learned from us, but man, it takes a lot of brilliance to just say, maybe I'll think about this. And instead of saying, I can't possibly do that, say, I wonder if I could do that, or how could I do that?
okay, so let's talk about a few things on her statement here. 12% tax, depending on what you buy. I wish you would do your homework. Thank you very much, but we did do our homework, and you don't pay taxes on your food in Canada. Now, you pay taxes on junk food in Canada, but since when is Pepsi and Pop-Tarts a necessity? That's what I want to know. Do you know why you pay that tax? Because your healthcare system, your socialized healthcare system cannot handle the rate of obesity and people having diabetes and dying from obese diseases. So they tax you that amount to try to discourage you from drinking and eating it. They don't tax you. You need to get your facts straight. You're not taxed on regular food. Now, the next thing is, this is full of bogus information. It is not. She showed me her receipts. She showed me her things at the grocery store. It's not bogus information.
You're just denying reality because you want an excuse for not saving money. And you don't have to justify yourself to us. If you don't want to save money, don't. Just stop complaining about how much money you're spending.
So then the next one is, I'm not saying we can't find good deals here and there, but big cities versus small towns equals a big difference. Listen, honey, move. You are not a tree. You can move. So what? You make the choice to live in a small town versus a big city. That is your choice. That is not something that isn't something you can't change. So then, after that, I am from a higher cost of living area in Greater Vancouver, British Columbia. And now listen, the other lady was from British Columbia. So here's another lady from British Columbia, Sandra, I think. She says she's originally from the Toronto area. I only shop the deals and don't shop discount stores. Here are some of the deals I have gotten this year. Okay, if you're Canadian, pause this video right now and look at all the stuff that she has gotten. Black Diamond cheese, $1.88 for 22 slices, which is $1.36 here in the US. We hardly ever see those prices here. Campbell's mushroom soup, Campbell's, 50 cents. Chicken noodle soup, 25 cents. She lists all of these excellent deals she gets where the other lady who lives in the same area couldn't find any of these deals. She said, I only shop loss leaders and sales and go to many different stores. Within 10 minutes, we have a hybrid fuel efficient car. On top of the sales, I will use reward cards, points, personal offers, gift cards, offers. I keep track of prices. Northern, rural, and Atlantic provinces in Canada usually have higher prices. Yes, they do, because those people choose to live in an area where things are higher because transportation is higher. You have to get them in. But she just proved to you, you can get those deals. Next, I'm from an island in British Columbia, Canada, and we do get charged more than most places for groceries because of transportation costs. Now, wait. I recently spent a few months in Washington State and was amazed at how expensive groceries were there in the United States. Groceries here are not cheap by any means, but factoring in currency conversion, our groceries in many cases are slightly cheaper than what I was paying in Washington. Seriously.
Okay, I have to make a comment. I've seen a number of comments here of people saying, well, you know, in my area, it's a little bit more or whatever. And I think that there are prices higher than that. Well, you know what? There are prices higher than that here. If you go to the right stores, you can pay as much as you want. And I think that if you're saying your prices are higher and the lower prices aren't available, it's probably because you're choosing stores that are more expensive without actually looking for the deals that Tara's talking about. Right?
Yep.
Because when we see stuff that's really expensive at a regular price, we don't buy it. But it's not really true that, like somebody was saying, our Canadian prices, it's not really true that your prices are higher. It's just that the stores you're going to, we can spend that same amount of money or more. I guarantee you we can spend more at our stores here if we want to. It's just that we don't ever shop at those kinds of stores. We don't ever buy anything at those prices.
No.
It doesn't mean that those prices aren't available in the US, but you're looking at the most expensive prices at Canada and then comparing them to the sale prices at Thanksgiving in the United States.
Yep. Okay, next one. Oops, wait a minute. That was the same one. Let me get through. I think the wrong thing got through. Another Canadian here from Nova Scotia. Our prices are slightly higher than Ontario, but sales are still everywhere. Your guest was able to take advantage of stores that are having amazing sales. Chances are they are loss leaders or seasonal sales, but that is what we should all be doing. Since I never pay full price for 95% of the stuff we buy, I have found our 2023 average monthly grocery bill is even less than last year. Sales are everywhere if you're willing to look. Her grocery bill has actually gone down. Actually gone down. Good job, Catherine. Okay, the next one is, shoot, wrong thing on here. It takes effort, but it can be done. You just need to know your prices, shop the deals, check out liquidators as well as regular stores. Some deals like those potatoes and onions only come around every so often, but then jump on them. It just takes effort. You are correct. Then the next one is, okay, so after all of that, I got an email from Kirsty, the lady who was doing the audit. And this was her email. Hi, Tara. That was fun watching myself. Mike's response to my found container was hilarious. Interesting. A lot of comments here about how that's not typical. I get a lot of that. By the way, I'm not showing her email because she had some personal information in there that she did not want me to share. So that's why I'm reading it without showing it. I do my best to encourage people around me that it is possible to live on almost nothing and still have an abundant life. You know this. Unfortunately, most people simply don't want to do what you teach and what I have learned over the years. I have always been frugal, was raised by my, I'm adding something here, frugal grandma who was in World War II, and that generation is tough and resourceful. But 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with a very bad, life-threatening illness and had to have major medical things done. She could no longer work. And they ended up using all of their emergency fund to stretch her dollar. And then she found our channel. So then she goes on how this was a fun experience and all that. Well, then we get into a back and forth about the prices in Canada. Because I was like, I can't believe these people. Because I'm sitting here looking. Here's an ad right here. $4.99. And I think this is in New Brunswick, which we're going to get to in just a minute. But $4.99 for yeast. That is cheaper than here in the United States. Cheaper than here in the United States, right there for yeast. Then they've got chicken for $2.99. Okay, that's about $2.25 a pound for chicken. This is New Brunswick again. This is not awful. $3.99 for ribs. Okay, that's about $4 or so here, or $3 or so here in the United States. That's not bad. Cake mix, $1.67 flour. This is I don't know. What's that word mean in French? Do you speak French good enough to know that word? SCENE.
That one I don't know.
I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's a pork loin, maybe, is what I'm assuming. $1.99 a pound. That's like $1.60, $1.70 here. I tried looking it up and it just says seen, so I don't know. But anyway.
Huh.
Yeah. So, okay. So there we have that. This is all in New Brunswick. And then they have ham for $1.79. That's like $1.40 or so here in the United States. Campbell's soup for 99 cents. That's 72 cents here in the United States. Cabbage for 89 cents. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Apples, 1.36 kilograms. So that's like 3 pounds of apples for $5. Okay, so here in the US, that would be about $4 worth of apples. Okay, that's not exceptional, but that's not horrendous either for outrageous grocery prices. I mean, that's the average price. I pay about $3 a bag, regular price for apples here. That's not an outrageous price at all. At all. And here they've got bratwurst for $5, and they've got Cheerios for $3, which is about $1 or $2.40 or 50 cents a box or so. Cucumbers for the expensive English cucumbers for $1.29. Those are like $2 here at my store, or they were the last time I looked. They're like $1.29, which is just under $1 here in the US. More ribs for $3.77. So she's sitting here saying, I hope you show how high New Brunswick prices are. I hope you show how high New Brunswick prices are. They are more than Toronto in this new year. No, they're not. And and that's fine. I mean, they're not outrageous at all. They're not outrageous at all. Okay, the next one. Okay, these prices are nowhere close to what I pay in northern British Columbia. For example, green chilies, $2.47 a 10. Okay, get all that. So she goes on saying how her prices and all that. She said, I go through each of my store ads weekly before I head out. I got mixed up on because I skipped a part I didn't mean to. We're a large country. One person shopping in a large city doesn't represent us all. No, it doesn't. But here's what she said. Also, we are the second largest country in the world, squared miles next to Russia, just shy of 10,000 square kilometers. Okay. Canada is a huge, huge country, but let's take a look at the Canadian population map, shall we? What do we learn from this Canadian population map, my love?
Everybody's together, and a lot of people are close to the border.
Listen, the majority of your population lives what appears to be within a 2 to 3 hour drive of the United States.
And of each other.
Okay, so you're the biggest country or second biggest country next to Russia. Y'all, all of y'all are all piled along the United States border. Why? Because who wants to live up north? It's so cold. So now we have the situation where if your grocery prices are that high, why aren't you just coming to the United States to get groceries then? It's right there. So she was talking about how, well, show the New Brunswick prices and how bad it is. I'm like, okay, I will show you that. So let's see. I took and looked up where New Brunswick is because I, as an American in Wyoming, have no idea where it is. So I look it up. It's the very far east side of the country. Okay, so what I do not understand is if your grocery prices are that high, why do you not get in the car and drive to Maine, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes away, once every 2 or 3 months to save money on your grocery bill? I went to, Caribou, Maine. There's a store called Hannaford. Okay, let's look at what Hannaford has on sale. Okay, so you can see where Caribou, Maine is. This week, they've got butter for $3.49. Excuse me. They've got steaks for $3.97. Oh my goodness. They've got apples for 57 cents a pound. They've got shrimp for $5.97. They've got, what else? Let's see. What else do we have here? We've got turkeys for 47 cents, ham for 87 cents. Then we have yams for 49 cents, more apples for 89 cents. And then we have pork roasts for 99 cents. Right there. You guys, they've got turkeys, squash for 49 cents. I already mentioned the turkeys. Hamburger for $2.99. This is all one ad today that I looked up. Now we're at another store in Maine.
Oh, okay.
So now we're at another store. They've got pork for $2.99. They've got more pork for $1.99. And all of those were in today's ad. And people are like, well, I'm not going to drive 3 hours to go get groceries. If you were to save $400 to $500, $400 to $500, let's say at the most, most cars get 20 miles to a gallon. I don't know what let's just do some ridiculous gas price. Let's say they're paying $7 a gallon for gas. I don't know. Are you looking up? Okay, Mike's looking up Canadian gas prices right now. So what is Canadian petrol prices? Excuse me, your petrol prices. All right, $6.47 a gallon. So we'll just say $7.
That's basically California.
So
California is
$7 a gallon, a 3-hour trip. I didn't see how many miles it was for her to Maine, but 3 hours would usually be around, let's see, probably 60, 120. Okay, so we'll say 200 miles. Let's say you have to drive 200 miles divided by 20 miles to a gallon. That's 10 gallons of gas. That's $70. If you went down and got all of that meat that's on sale and you saved, you could easily save between $400 and $600, if not $700 or $800. I don't know. And I'm going from the very, very tip of New Brunswick. I'm assuming she's not living there, but I picked the most remote. So she's probably even closer. But let's say she spent $70 on gas and 6 hours worth of work. That's not worth saving $400 to $800?
Well, but not only that, did you look for any stores in other parts of New Brunswick?
Yeah, I showed the ads earlier. Because
she probably doesn't even have to drive that far. We're just thinking like our friend in Norway.
I'm doing the most extreme case here.
That did a more extreme case than that because they saved so much money. We used to drive 70 miles each way to the grocery store, but we only did it once a month. We just planned really well, and we saved probably $500 doing that. And people say, well, I can't go because of the cost of gas. If you actually do the math on the gas, if you're saving any amount of money, it's worth it.
So then, okay, let's say for some reason she can't drive. Well, that's the choice you make living in a remote area. We made the choice when we lived in Timbuktu, Idaho, to drive 70 miles each way to go get grocery. Michael drove 100 miles each way to go to work. We made that choice. Then when it became too difficult after we had kids, we made the choice to move because it was not practical anymore. Next one, another Canadian here from Nova Scotia. Our prices are slightly higher than Ontario, but sales are everywhere. Oh, okay, sorry, got that one. Got in there accidentally twice. Let me show the next one. Get it going here. There would be no reason for y'all to lie. Don't be offended by someone saying you're a liar, though. You know the truth. If you go to the dad Challenge podcast channel on YouTube. You can see him shopping at Canadian stores. He's usually pretty good about showing these prices, highs and lows.
I'm sorry.
Guess what I did? Guess what I did?
I almost said something not politically correct.
Guess what I did? Okay. So I don't recommend this guy. I don't know if he's bad or good or nothing. He looks like he's maybe a gossip channel of some sort. But I just looked at his grocery haul. So I don't know anything about this guy. So don't send me emails about how this guy does this or that or whatever. I just looked at his Canadian grocery hauls. And I was absolutely shocked. Okay. So are you guys ready for this? Okay. So here we go. He went to Costco, and this, the earliest haul I could find was 3 months ago. I may not have looked correctly, but the earliest one I could find was 3 months ago. So this was August, right? November, October. Yeah. So this would have been around August when he went to Costco. Prices have not gone up. That big of a deal. Now, Paula says he's gossips. Yeah. So I don't know anything about this guy. I'm not recommending him or anything. I'm not saying anything good. I'm not saying anything bad about this guy. I just watched his grocery haul. Okay. But he got grapes, and he paid $1.70 a pound for grapes at Costco. Here, they are $2.38 a pound. He paid 20 English muffins. 20 English muffins for $5. Here in the United States, we pay for 20 English muffins $8.73. Now, I will say, I did not drive 2 hours to Costco to go do a Costco comparison. I just did Costco versus Walmart, okay? I know it's maybe not apples for apples, but I tried to pick the closest price because everybody has Walmart, okay? So that's what I did. Then he bought corn, $7.99 for $7.99. The US cost was $5.85. And he said, oh man, that's crazy expensive. Yet he put it in his basket. He was going on about how expensive all these groceries were, but he kept throwing this stuff in his basket.
Yeah, if you didn't see Kiersey's video, she found the expensive stuff too, and she said, no thanks. But he's like, oh my goodness, this is so expensive. And then he puts it in the basket. Like, what's the difference between the two? She's saving because she's not buying the ridiculously expensive things.
Okay, so here's the next one. This one really got to me. He showed $9.99. I don't remember if he actually purchased this or not, or if it was just showing the price, but he paid $9.99 for a kilogram of ground beef, for lean ground beef, which is $3.30 a pound here in the United States. We pay $6.76 for lean ground beef right now. That is over half the price of what we pay. Then he showed a steak. Now, good for him. He didn't put this $73 steak in his basket.
Everybody has their limits.
All right. Now we've got, and he didn't put the organic chicken in there, I don't think either. But organic chicken breast. Well, what do you expect for $37 if it's organic, boneless, skinless chicken breast? Of course it's going to be expensive. My goodness. So here in the United States, we pay right now $2.67 this week. That's the expensive price here. Normally I can get it for about $1.99 or less. I paid $1.47 and $1.57 just a few weeks ago on chicken. If you don't get the organic, I'm sorry, but if you can't be affording these prices, you can't be affording organic bologna. All right, we're going to take a break just for 1 second here and tell you guys about our 25% off Dining on a Dime cookbooks, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Guys, these are easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick with ingredients you already have, and there isn't hardly any. There's 2 recipes that call for round steak when it was cheap, But there's no steak in these. There's no steak because steak is not cheap. Our gluten-free, dairy-free edition, guys, 25% off right now. Also, our undated planner, 400 pages, 365 days. You can see the insides of all the books at livingonadime.com down in the description below.
And if you relate to the people that Tara's talking about here, then you could probably buy our book for the price of a bagel at the place where you shop.
All right. And you know what?
And learn how to not do that in the future.
All right. And just because we have so many people that don't know how to shop, we're offering our Volume 1 cookbook right now for free. Now, did you do a coupon code or did you just put it on zero?
I looked up a coupon code that you already had. All
right. Coupon code DINING, DINING, number 1.
I just put it in the comments.
For the ebook, and it will be free for you.
For the ebook version.
For the ebook version. The digital download will be free for you. Next thing, he is doing fruit snacks, the gummy candies, $12.99. Right here. Why is he even putting these in his cart if he can't afford it? $15.99 for fruit pops, for popsicles.
Is this $15.99 Canadian?
Yes.
So what does that work out to you?
I don't know, but why is he even putting it in his cart?
If he thinks
if he can't afford $16, why would you pay $16 for Skittles? Skittles popsicles, $16.
For popsicles? For sugar water that's frozen?
For sugar water that's frozen. He's paying $16 for sugar water that's frozen.
How much?
That he has to freeze himself.
How many are in there? That's $12.
I don't know. There was, I don't know, it was like 30 or something. I can't remember for sure. My goodness. Next one. $13.99 for dried apple fruit pouches, not patches, pouches. 43 cents a gram. Look at this. Here this is what he's getting right here. $14 for 36 pouches at 90 grams. That's 4 cents, 40 cents a gram. Here it is 8 cents a gram. Why are you even putting these in your cart? The marinara sauce. I just skipped over the marinara sauce. He was saying how, well, this marinara sauce is really expensive, but he still puts it in his cart. And then something about Kraft peanut butter. I don't know what the deal is with Kraft peanut butter. We don't have that here. $10.49. Once again, if peanut butter is so expensive, why are you putting it in your cart? The next one, apple juice. $16. So $11.59 is the U.S. equivalent. Here in the United States, we pay $12.15 for the same amount for the store brand. And do you know why he put it in his cart?
Why?
Because his kid just liked the taste of it.
So it's not about, he doesn't really care about saving money.
He doesn't. And that's fine. If he
you
has
don't have
the
to
money,
care about saving money. It's just if you complain about saving money and then you do everything possible to not save money, that's the problem.
If he wants to spend that money, but in this video, he was complaining about the prices of groceries the whole way. And he was even calling people some bastards for this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't know who you're calling that,
show, woman.
But you shouldn't be calling people names like that because it's not their problem. So then we have here $8.49 for French fries. $8.49 for French fries. See right there, fancy French fries. $8.40, that's supposed to be 49 cents for 2.25 kilograms. For the US, that would be $1.24 a pound is how much he's paying in US equivalent. And look how much name brand French fries here are in the United States. I went with the cheap Walmart ones, $1.61. Right there. $1.61. $17.99 for breakfast wraps. He was complaining about how expensive breakfast wraps are. But he got $18 for 14 breakfast wraps, which is $13 I'm sorry, I don't understand how having a pre-made breakfast for less than $1, 80 to 90 cents each, is a bad deal. How is that a
The ones
bad
that he was
deal?
buying?
Yeah,
But not only that, you could make them yourself.
you could make them yourself, but that's not a bad deal if he's a single dad or something, or even if he's not a single dad, whatever. But I mean, I don't know his situation, but if he just needs something to grab and go, that's not a bad price. That's super cheap. That's super cheap. Next, we've got $15.99 for chicken tenders right here. 2 kilograms for $16, $3.69 a pound, which is $2.64 a pound in the US. And look how much
Wait, what?
we pay $5 for the store brand and $5.60 for the name brand for the same type of chicken tenders. I mean, he's throwing strawberries in. He says how expensive they are, but he's throwing in strawberries. I don't understand. If you guys don't have the money for this, don't buy it. Bacon.
Well, actually, it's funny because on the strawberries, I mean, even though those were frozen strawberries, still there are certain things that are cheaper at certain times of the year, and we just don't eat the things that are out of season that cost a fortune because they're out of season. Because what you're paying for is having it shipped from the other side of the world where it is in season.
All right, next we have $18.99 for bacon, which is $19 for 200 grams. 4 packages equals 200 grams. That's 70 ounces. That's $4.34 a pound. $3.18 a pound is the equivalent here in the United States. We pay here in the United States $8.48 a pound, almost triple. For the name brand, double for the off brand. Okay, and this one really got to me.
What was it? Uh-oh.
$16.99.
I can't see what it is.
Uncrustables. I am sorry. If you do not have the 1.5 minutes it takes to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich yourself, you need to be cutting something out of your life. Sorry. Even if you cut the crusts off for the kids, it is still cheaper than spending a ridiculous amount on someone to pre-make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Actually, what's funny is you can buy the peanut butter and the jelly and the bread, and if your kid is over 4 years old, your kid can make the sandwich for himself.
All right, so Canadians, I'm sorry. Your prices are not that expensive. They are not. The majority of you live close enough to a major city that if you needed to, you could drive to a bigger city and find these stores. And I was talking to Kirsty as we were going on, and she said, we watched the video together as a family, and our 13-year-old daughter just laughed at the comments and said, whatever, they just don't know how to shop like we do. It is true that the prices I showed are not normal or representative of regular Canadian prices, but your channel is living on a dime to grow rich. So unrealistic rates are proof of what we frugal people have been talking about for as long as capitalism has existed. You can always find a good deal, and if you don't, then do not buy it.
Actually, sorry, go ahead.
She said, I think we hit a nerve here, and many people are angry. There's a huge debate in Canada about the large grocery chains' prices gouging, and their CEOs even had to go in front of the parliamentary committee to testify earlier this year why the prices are so high. No foul play was found. It is true that the regular prices are high in Canada and in the US. I just ignore them and buy only the sales, discontinued items, etc. We did panic a little last year when the prices started to really go up. That's what pushed me to go on a hunt to find food for discounted prices. This is when we found Larry the Liquidator, Feed It Forward, and Mandela Factory Outlet. So there you guys go if you're in Canada. but most of our groceries do come from No Frills and Freshco. There you go. We go to Costco and only buy the rotisserie chicken for $7.99 and whatever is on sale, like those oats. 5 kilograms massive 2-pack on sale a month ago at Costco for $9.99. The naans were 12-pack for Costco for $4.69. We pay for 2 naans $4.69 here. These prices are available across North America. Then she goes on to say, I don't know how you deal with these comments. You must have a very thick skin. And then she gave me permission to go ahead and share this. And she shared several places where people are hollering about Canadian prices. And so then she says, so then after our American Thanksgiving sale video came out, and I got the same reaction from Americans about how there's just absolutely no way this is even possible. This is what she said. Loved your pre-Thanksgiving haul and stocking up tips. I think we have similar sales in Canada. Meat and dairy are more, but not always. Like I said, we don't eat much meat. Okay, that's fine. Our Thanksgiving is just in October, so my potato mega deals were similar to what you are getting now. Since I am so out of touch and unrealistic, in quotes, I went to the expensive stores today. Loblaws and Shoppers, Drug Mart, it's like a CVS, she says, just to look and try to understand the outrage. The prices made me hyperventilate for a moment, and then I walked out. This is what people are reacting to, the regular prices.
Wait, she walked out when she saw the high prices. What? What kind of witchcraft is this?
You mean she could actually make a choice to not spend that amount of money on groceries? It's actually a choice on how much you spend on groceries? She said, this is what Canadians are reacting to, the regular prices, but we never go to those places. And if we do, it is for clearance or some super sale. That is the point. Lots of well-to-do people in Canada so they can shop in those stores. She said, my family and I have been contemplating this grocery budget audit saga. It has been very enlightening and woke me up to the reality of how insane our consumers culture is. It is like people are hypnotized to believe there are no options, that they must buy, when in fact they have a lot of choice, unless they live in Nunavut. I have no idea where Nunavut is or Nunavut is.
I think that's...
or is that just saying like Timbuktu, like we say, unless they live in Timbuktu?
I think it's one of those super remote places somewhere like North Pole, Alaska or whatever.
She says, we actually have done the same stuff in all of our lives. We realized we have trained ourselves over the years to shop like that and showed my content, not just groceries, everything. For 20 years, we didn't have a car because we prioritized investing and having a good home in the city and in a great area where we didn't need a car. So where is this Nunavut? It's the very tip of Canada.
Up at the Arctic Circle. Yes.
Goodness. Okay, if you live there, it's like us saying if you live in Alaska, because they live in Alaska too. Well,
even in Alaska, depending on where you are in Alaska, I mean, if you're if you're on the Arctic Ocean, that's a little different. But most people in Alaska live in Anchorage or Fairbanks or near enough to drive there.
Good grief. So she says they never bought a car. Then finally a family member was selling a 2004 Toyota for $1,000. And according to the government registration, the car is worth $0. So they didn't even have to pay sales tax. And then before they had a car, everyone used to say, well, how do you grocery shop? And her answer was, we had backpacks and shopping bags with wheels. She said, before we got sick, we also traveled a lot. Listen, this is a Canadian who is living it and can do it.
She's not the only one, though. That's the thing, is we have so many Canadians that contact us and say, I don't understand what everybody's complaining about.
All right, so now to the U.S. So we get to the U.S. on Monday, and I'm showing all the people how to save on groceries for Thanksgiving sales that are right now happening. Today, they are happening. So I put the video out on Monday saying, these are the sales coming up. Be looking for it. Start stocking up. So we get comment after comment.
Before you do the comment after comment, can I share one thing with you? Remember the person that said that they can't get good prices in New Brunswick?
Tawny says, my daughter visits her boyfriend in New Brunswick area often. She has told me how low the grocery prices are compared to here in rural West Central Minnesota.
So after all the talk about driving to Maine, it doesn't look like you have to drive to Maine.
Good grief.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Good grief.
It's crazy how some people in some places say, and this is all over the U.S. too. This is not just
this is not a Canadian thing.
Canadian thing. But we'll have people that say, "Oh, I could never find that price here where I live in Iowa," and then other people are like, "Oh, I live in Iowa and we just get the absolute best prices ever," and they'll name the same town.
He's not kidding. Every single time.
Every day, practically.
And why? I wasn't even going to do this show. I was not going to do this show because I am so sick of hearing people whine and complain about how they can't do this or they can't do that or they can't possibly get those grocery prices. My point in proving this to you is to show you it can be done. You do not have to live in this poverty, woe is me, whining, victim mentality, mindset. That's why we lived on a dime, so we could grow rich. That is why we did it. I have a very nice, a very expensive house. Why? Because I have never had a car payment in 30 years. Ever. I have never, ever had a car payment.
It's funny because with a car, our cars are comfortable. Our car, right now we only have the one, I guess, but it's comfortable and it has heat and it has a radio and it has windshield wipers that work and we don't live in it. So why spend a ridiculous amount of money for that?
The reason why I'm doing this is because you guys need to know you are not a victim and you can change your circumstances. This is not hopeless. You can do something, even if it means you have to drive 3 hours to go get groceries. I live in Wyoming. Our groceries are some of the most expensive we have, or they are the most expensive groceries we have ever had in our entire married life. But if I needed to drive 4 hours to Cheyenne each way once every 2 or 3 months to fill the car up and bring the groceries back, I would do it. It would be worth me saving $1,000 to do that once every 2-3 months. Most women spend more than that just going shopping in general, yet you won't drive to go get groceries. Our friends in Norway, our viewers in Norway, they drive 8 hours to go to Sweden once a year and stock up on groceries. They can only bring so much over the border at a time, so they make several trips so they don't get taxed bringing it back over the border. It can be done. You need to have hope. This is not hopeless. There is something you can do. And you need to know you can do it. There are viewers proving you can do it.
What I think is weird, though, is if you say, there's no way I can do that, that's not available in my area, you're just shutting yourself down. You're saying, I just really don't want to save, but I want people to feel sad for me because I can't save. Because if you really want to save, don't shut yourself down and say, there's no way I could do that. Instead, you say, how might I be able to do that? They say other people are doing that. Maybe I should find out what those other people are doing and actually look at that to change, because otherwise you're just trying to justify why you spend too much. You don't have to prove that to us or anyone else. If you want to spend too much and you don't want to change, just stop talking about it and spend your life doing something better.
Well, Little Crafty Nook says, by the way, thank you for the card. It was so cute. She says,
yes, it was.
She says, we're on the same page, but her husband doesn't want to drive that far. Here's the thing. That's okay, fine. If he doesn't want to do that, he doesn't want to do that. But a lot of times, if you sit down and show the numbers, like if you show we're going to spend $30 in gas to drive 100 miles to go save $500 on groceries because all of this meat is on sale this week for the holidays, he might change his mind about going through. Now, maybe you've done that. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So now on Monday's show, I'm just going to go through this real quick because I beat this horse to death. But we got the wrong video up here, so my screens got out of order. But
Mike's about to blow his stack.
He wasn't even dealing with the comments. It was me.
We don't have many of her stores. Well, suck it up. You have something you can do. You're just making an excuse. My goodness. We've lived in how many places?
Oh, my goodness. We moved like 8 or 10 times.
You know what? There wasn't a Kroger store everywhere we were.
There wasn't a Costco.
What?
There wasn't a thrift store.
But you know what? We looked around, we did some digging, we tried to figure out how can we do this? How can we not make excuses and tell everybody on the internet how there's absolutely nothing that can be done? We said, what can we do? And you know what? We found everywhere we've lived, we've been able to find pretty much the same kind of prices. We were in the United Kingdom. We were in Ireland and Scotland and Norway. Norway
was expensive.
Norway has reasons to say their food is expensive. Everywhere else, we found the same kind of prices as here.
Everywhere.
We have people that contact us all the time and they say, well, in my town, and when we look at the ads in their town and those deals are there, they're just wanting to go shop at Trader Joe's, or they're wanting to get organic or free range or whatever. I don't eat that kind of stuff. Well, if you don't eat that kind of stuff, then you're choosing to pay more. But I'm sorry, Pa, you don't have to have her stores. You don't have to have her stores to find a way to save. You're just making an excuse. Because if I see that somebody made $1 million selling gym equipment, and I could say, well, there's just no way I could sell gym equipment. Well, no, but listen to what the guy's saying about how he did it and apply it to another business. In the same way with the food. I mean, you can say, I don't have a Kroger store where you are. No, but you have some kind of a store. You can figure it out. Kirsty didn't start out her life and just say, wow, I have all these super special deals and I've got all this great stuff. She went and figured out one by one, I can do this and that saves. Oh, look, I found this. I talked to somebody and they had some idea and they gave me the idea. But if you just have to argue all the time and say, we don't have that store in our town, you're making excuses and you're shooting yourself down. And if that's the way you're going to be, just decide I don't really care about saving on this, and just stop talking about it and do something else. Go paint. I'm just saying, it just drives me nuts to see how many people are griping and complaining. I was about to say a word I shouldn't say on YouTube, who are griping and complaining about, I can't save money on groceries. No, you don't want to save money on groceries. You just want other people to feel bad for you because you feel guilty that they are saving money on groceries and you don't want to. If you don't want to, don't. But don't make excuses. Don't tell everybody else, oh, you can't possibly do that. No, you don't want to do that. It doesn't mean other people can't. Now, if you want to do it, stop making excuses and listen and do what these other people are doing.
Mike Unleashed. Oh, honey. Wow. Oh, honey. Well, and before we get to the next thing that's going to be shorter, somebody said, I wish people wouldn't go to Tim Hortons then after they go to Costco. Yeah, this guy, this dad challenge, whatever dude who he is, I don't know. He went to Tim Hortons after going to Costco saying, well, after you go to Costco and spend $400, you got to go to Tim Hortons. Listen, if this man has enough money that he wants to spend it, that's totally fine. I will say he was complaining about grocery prices through the whole entire video, though. So, if grocery prices are that bad, stop throwing this junk in your cart and stop going to Tim Hortons after you go grocery shopping because you have to. I'm sorry. That's just crazy. Okay. Now, here's the last little bit.
And
Mondays.
Paula, I'm not like just jumping on you specifically, but what I'm saying is, you're saying that Kirsty is wrong. She is not wrong. She's right. It's just that she's doing the thing that she's discovered in her place. You can do the thing you discover in your place. And so it's fine. I'm just saying that you can't say she is wrong. She is not wrong. We showed on video. She is doing it successfully. So I'm thinking it's fine. If you're saving money and you're doing it in your own way, that's great. Just don't post comments saying other people are wrong when what they're doing is working. Everyone's not going to do the same thing. It's like me saying, well, that woman she's not any kind of a woman because she's blonde. And obviously, this is what amazingness looks like. Well,
whoa.
But why should I criticize her? Maybe she looks amazing enough, but I've got the one that I like. Okay, so that wasn't the best. I mean, it's a good example.
Stop while you're ahead, dear.
I better not.
But thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so now on Monday's show about what you should buy this week for Thanksgiving, we had the same thing happen. Now, we've got the wrong slideshow on here, so take a look here. 69 cents right here for turkeys. See this turkey right here. Okay, so I'm going to explain this here in just a second. So on Monday's show, we got this comment. Not sure where you shop, but the prices you shared are way lower than any in my area at the moment. Locally, cheapest turkey so far is $1.69 a pound after discount. I haven't seen 49 cents or even 69 cents a pound since pre-pandemic. Maybe they'll go down a little after another week. So as soon as I went and saw her comment, I went, she's another YouTuber. So I was able to find where she lives. She has an Etsy store and all this. So guys, you can find where pretty much anybody lives almost. But I found out what city she lives in. I found out the city. Right there was 69-cent turkeys. So she goes on and on with all these people saying, no, you can do it. Oh, they found it. And then this lady says, I guess it's just more expensive where she lives. Lucky for you guys. Lucky. Luck has nothing to do with it. I'm in Southwest Pennsylvania. No prices like that around me at all. So then I go and look, and she's going on, and all these people are going on. Well, you can go here to get 49 cents. You can go there to get 49 cents. So then she says, my Walmart's a super center, no meat. Closest drive is 40 minutes to super center. I'm assuming to Philadelphia because I looked where she lives, and Philadelphia is the next big city. Okay, so she has to drive 40 minutes to go to 29 miles is how far it is to Philadelphia for her. So I said, right now, Wegmans has turkeys for 69 cents a pound. Okay, you're still controlling me, and I can't control.
How am I possibly controlling your mouse?
I don't know. It's driving me nuts.
So for you tech people, it's a wireless mouse with a little wireless doodad that's plugged into my computer, and it's controlling the mouse on her computer.
I'm telling you, Satan is trying.
You know what? Maybe it's because our Bluetooth is on. Ah.
Thank you. Okay. So then she's going on. Sorry about that, guys.
Thank you, tech people, for sending me your ESP.
Sorry about all that. Okay, now we're back again.
Yay.
Okay. No, wait. Do that again? No, you're still controlling it.
Do you want me to stop?
Okay, stop for just a minute. Let me finish my slideshow here. Okay. So then,
questions.
Okay, go ahead and, don't send them to me yet. So then they're going on about how Kroger has 49 cents vegetables and all of this. And she's never heard of them being this cheap. You guys can read through all this later. You can pause it and read through it later. So then I said, I did find it at your store for 69 cents. She says, no, it was $1.69. I can't find anything else. So then I found it and I said, no, it's 69 cents. And so then I go and look, and 29 miles away is her ad at Kroger. 99 cents for apples, 2 for 1. Corn, 97 cents, which is higher than her town for turkeys. And I said, I'm in here right now. I'm looking at the Sandy Brook turkeys for 69 cents. If you don't want to drive the 29 miles to Kroger, I edited later to add the 29 miles to Kroger in Philadelphia. If you can't drive for some reason, then you will just have to make do with what you have in your town. But to say you can't get those prices is just not true. It's not true. 29 miles to drive to go get really stinking good deals to save hundreds of dollars on groceries is not a true statement. It is not true that you don't have them in your area. 29 miles is nothing to drive here in the United States. It's nothing. Now, maybe in Europe, they would freak out having to drive 29 miles. But here in the United States, driving 29 miles is nothing.
Depends on where in Europe. If you're in Ireland, it takes twice as long.
All right. So that's my rant for the moment. We're getting ready to get to your comments and questions, which I don't even know if I have any viewers left or not at this point, but I don't care. I am so sick and so tired of people not getting it together.
We have viewers. There's plenty of viewers.
It is about darn tootin' time you stopped making excuses and did something to improve your life and get out of debt. Stop it. Just stop it.
Trying to figure out what.
Okay. All right. Before we get to questions here, guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks, 25% off right now. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Easy to cook recipes with ingredients you already have on hand. I am cooking through our books, guys, on my new YouTube channel. Super easy recipes. You can go there and see me cooking through the books. Can you put the link for Super Easy in there, please? By the way,
what am I putting the link in
for Super Easy.
Oh, right. Okay.
Thank you for those of you supporting our new, well, not so new, recipe channel. We are super focusing on it now and really going to make a go of it. And guess what? We had a huge, and I mean huge, spike this week for some videos going viral, and we appreciate you guys helping promote those videos. Thank you so much. If you guys, before I get to the comments, if you are liking this, could you please give us a thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I don't have any comments.
I'm sending them now.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and subscribe and give us a big thumbs up. If you give us a thumbs up, if you guys like Tara, and what about Mike's rant? Wasn't that? Wow. Honey.
Is my mouth not on you anymore? Oh, good.
Okay, it's not on me now. Did you get it figured out?
I didn't mean to be such a controlling husband.
You are.
You should have gotten it now. Did you, or did I send it to myself?
Did you send it to yourself?
No, I didn't.
Okay, here it is. Mama B, you shouldn't have to prove yourself to these people. They are too lazy to look for sales and shop for them. Yes, she is 100% right. But the reason why I'm proving it is because you guys need to wake up and understand you are not a victim. I don't care how bad the prices are right now. You are not a victim. And furthermore, listen, the majority of the people in your country voted to have these prices and to have these taxes. The majority of the people in our country voted for the Yahoo that's in there now. That's why we have these prices. So, you know what? That's what happens. I'm sorry. All right. Frankie says she made the roast sticky chicken tonight. It's delicious. Yes, it is. Chrissy, what is a loss leader? A loss leader is when you see the grocery ads. Those are right here. Whoops, hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Hold on. I can't get my thing to work. A loss leader is the front page of sales ads. Usually it's where stores mark down foods for the super cheap price. So you'll get into the store and then buy more stuff at expensive prices. But if you're frugal like Kirsty and I, you're not going to do that. You're just going to go in for the things that are super cheap on sale and then go buy the rest of them somewhere else that's cheaper. Random citizen said she made the coleslaw today with the old-fashioned dressing and loved it. It looks like because there's a happy face. Andy, she's so excited. She's been so frustrated with comments on our Facebook with people complaining. Oh, my goodness. I think we're going to stop the grocery budget audits and go into a rant channel. I'm just like, yeah. Okay. Now, where was I? All right. Then Lisa made the fudgy brownies today with her 7-year-old's birthday tomorrow. That is on Super Easy Recipe. That was yesterday's video that came out, so you can see how to make them here. And Patricia made the shepherd's pie in this volume too. Thank you so much, Guy. Colleen, she's making extra. She's going to be paying off a small personal loan. Good job. Jane says, How to on the internet spend $700 for 2 adults and 1 child, providing that she used to spend $1,400. Oh my word. I don't even want to know what she's spending on. I don't even want to. Everyone's saying my hair looks great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I just decided to blow it out and curl it today. All right. Home with Cooking with Ash said, I knew this was going to be an I'm sorry you're wrong from Tara. Yes. I am not going to apologize. I looked all over Canada, all over the United States. And if you live in one of those places in Timbuktu, North Pole, so-and-so, that's your choice. You're going to be paying those prices. But for the rest of you, get in your car and drive and look it up. Oh, my goodness. Carol Ann says, people better darn well pay attention to what they're saying. Woke up people, our country, economy, and stock market about to implode. We'll be in far worse shape than people in the 30s. Yes, I think you're right. Jana says, we've saved her a lot. She used to spend $1,000 a month. She doesn't say how much she's spending, but if we've saved her a lot, I think it's probably way down. I think she said before, and I can't remember how much it was, but good job. Jay Hildebrand says, food is definitely more expensive, but I just spent $158 at Fry's for groceries, and I'm feeding 5 people, mostly all for Thanksgiving. Very good. Rhonda says, if you shop flyers, you do save. Margaret says, go ahead and send me the next ones. Live in North Carolina. Check my local store sales this ad this morning. The sales are not as good as this year as they were last year. No, but they are still sales. So just be watching. Just be watching.
I wouldn't look at, unfortunately, things are going to change from year to year, but I would, instead of looking at what happened last year, what's happening in other people's places, I would just say, I'm going to look for the best thing I can find where I am. The best way to make it work, or within an hour and a half of where I am.
Trust God's Word says in 2002, when people spent $100 a week to feed their families, we spent $25. Us too. Yep. We spent $30 a week. Yep. And that was when we lived in no man's land, Idaho, and had to drive 70 miles each way to get groceries. And we only had 2 places we could buy groceries. Well, did Walmart? I don't think Walmart had groceries back then.
They did not.
Michigan.
You mean in Idaho?
Yeah. Because all we had was Rose Hours and Grocery Outlet, I think. And then Costco, but we never could afford the membership for Costco. Yeah.
We went to Walmart, but I don't think we got food there.
Not food there. We just bought paper or, toiletries and stuff.
It's weird. I can't remember exactly where Rose Hours was.
Yeah. And Tanya is loving the planner. Thank you, guys. If you need a planner for 2024, undated planners, 400 pages, 365 days. You can see what it looks like on the inside. Here's a brief look, but you can see, I think, can they see that? Oops, you can't see. Okay.
Hold on. Wait.
That's all right. Yep. There. So you can see the planner right there, but you can go and look at on the sales page. We have a flip through that shows everything that's in there. Patty, please ignore them. I, like you, have always shop like you have always. We have 5 children and choose for me to be a stay-at-home mom. Very good. There are amazing sales right now. I know. I wanted to go to the grocery store today and I didn't get a chance to. I might go after the show if I'm up to it, because today's senior day. And sometimes they'll give me the senior discount. I'm like, well, I identify as a senior. Does that count? I mean, I'm getting close.
It did count the other day. They gave it to you and you asked them that, didn't they?
He just laughed and gave it to me. I said, well, I'm close, so I identify as a senior. And he said, okay. So I was going to go today to do my big Thanksgiving stock up, but I didn't have a vehicle. So I may either go after the show tonight or I may just wait and just go tomorrow. But I know I'll be losing out on 10%, but it's been a very stressful day. It's been a very stressful weekend. I knew this show was going to be something. I don't know if we changed anybody's mind or helped anybody, but guys, truly, I don't do this for my good looks and charm. I do this to help you. Oh, thank you. But I do this to help you. You do not have to be in these awful financial situations. There are things you can do to save money.
Actually, it's funny because even though people love hearing Tara rant, she's not ranting just to be ranting. She's ranting to
Wake
say, don't believe it when people tell you, oh, there's absolutely nothing you can do and the world is just going to run over you and it's somebody else's fault. Instead, think, how can I help my own thing? It's funny because one time somebody made a comment in our comments, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, you're those kinds of people that just believe that you can, what was it? And you believe in all that personal responsibility and stuff. I'm thinking,
you darn tootin' well better believe we do.
and the thing I was thinking is, if you believe you can change your situation, which everyone can, then you will actually do something and make your life better. If you believe some circumstance or force outside of your control is controlling everything and you have no control over it, then you're basically locking yourself down. And I think the idea is Tara's just trying to say, look, don't let people persuade you that. Don't jump on that train and buy into all those excuses. Instead, think, what can I do? Yes, personal responsibility, because if you wait for the government to do something or somebody else to do something or somebody to feel sorry for you and do something, it's never going to happen because they don't care about you nearly as much as you do. So that's why the personal responsibility thing.
And little crafty Nick will know this because she just went to a YouTube conference that we didn't go to this year because we couldn't afford to go. Our business is down 60% this year. Well, instead of sitting here whining, saying, oh, woe is us. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we just don't know what we're going to do now. We're figuring out how to do something different. We've got the recipe channel going. And let's see. If I'm live and I switch over to the recipe channel, will it knock me off? Can you get on there?
I can do it. It might.
And so we're going to the analytics. So we're like, okay, what are we going to do? So I'm like, let's see if we can get the recipe channel going. Maybe that will do something for us. Hot dog, we got another 100 subscribers.
I'm not even there yet. She's already seen it.
All right, go to the analytics right there. Now you can scroll down. Oh my goodness, and our income is up. Let's go to 365 days. And we're going to show them this. Now I think you can scroll down so they don't see all that information right there.
Why don't I just screenshot this part?
That's fine.
Oops, except it's not going to let, hold on.
Okay, so we're sitting here figuring out how in the world are we going to get our business to turn around?
Oops, no.
And so we're like, okay, maybe the recipe channel. In August, the recipe channel took a spike up and we were like, wait a minute. The recipe channel is taking a spike up. Maybe we should do this. Okay,
do you want it all the way back here?
Yeah, I do, for a purpose.
Oh,
so
it'd be easier just to go.
Well, that's fine. From here over is fine.
And go ahead, keep sharing your screen. Why is it doing that? Okay, now Mike's got the technical problems.
Say, what are you doing? There, that's good. Okay, now can you get that on your screen there? And let's show this on your screen.
One moment, please.
So look at this. Now, this is on our analytics on our channel. Okay,
Wait, hold on. Oh.
Add Mike to stage. There's Mike to stage. Now, can you share your page?
How do you share?
Oh, shoot. Can you show it?
I think I can go to here. Wait to
studio. There. Yep. Present. Share screen.
Is it going to share the whole screen? I don't want to share the whole screen.
Share screen, I think. There. Now pick the screenshot.
Can I just hold it in front of the camera?
Yeah, just hold it in front of the camera. My goodness, this is like a 2-second thing.
That's what I was trying to do.
Here. So he's going to hold this. So look at this first dip we got in August. So when we noticed our income was down 60%. Okay, turn this puppy around. We're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. There's the rest of the studio, guys, right there. Now, look at right here. See this dip? Or this uptake right there.
This little one right here?
This uptake, yeah, that uptake right there. So we were like, well, maybe we should get the recipe channel going up. So you can see from August, now go to the very end. This is last week. See that uptick?
This?
Right there. Thank you very much. We did like 5,000 times %. of what we had been doing on that channel, because back in August, we decided we're going to try this and see what happens. It's Super Easy Recipes is the name of the channel, Denise. Michael put the link in there for you. So we made the decision to do something. That is why.
Wait, am I putting in? Sorry, I got distracted.
Super Easy Recipes. So that is why I'm showing you this, to know there is something you can do. Our business is down 60%. There's something we can do. We're doing it. We're not just sitting here blaming everything on Biden.
And what we're doing is a challenge, but it's worth trying to figure out a solution to the problem we were having.
All right, next comment.
That was weird. We were side by side. And
yes, sorry. Dawn, as a Canadian, I have saved thousands of dollars with your tips and books right here.
Yay,
Thank you so much. And guys, if you're Canadian, our ebook is free. It's available for anyone, the entire United States. We cannot ship outside the United States. You can thank your country's laws for all of that, but you can get the ebook for free right now. It's free. The ebook is free.
If you
description below, coupon code dining and the number 1.
Yes. And one person said she got a thing saying the coupon's already used. If you get that, you can go to livingonadime.com, click on the contact form and tell us, because it means you've used the coupon before, but you forgot. And I could just tell it to resend you that.
All right, next comment. Thank you, Dawn, for saying you've saved thousands with our books. I appreciate that. Patty, some people are not happy no matter what. Yes, it is. You are totally right. Homeschool by the pond. I think people saying Canada is so much more expensive either have never shopped in the U.S. or aren't thinking about conversion rates since they're both called dollars. That's very true. But you need to know the truth. Diana, my income is low enough that I qualify for food stamps, but because I use your tips, I have paid off my mortgage. Listen to that. She is in poverty. She qualifies for food stamps, and she paid off her mortgage and have too much money in the bank to qualify for assistance now. Very good. Good for you. Diana, that is impressive. Lisa, thanks for all the hard work. You are welcome. Joanne, what recipes are in our stockpile cookbook? So in our free stockpile cookbook, I guess, can you go get the link for that? It's a little ebook, and it uses stockpile recipes like how to use canned chicken, dry milk, and all of those stockpile type foods for an emergency situation.
I'm sharing it in the comments right now. And it's a free stockpile cookbook. So there you go.
Marilee says, I have to agree with you about the shopping around. It does pay off. I live in Europe, American here. So she's an American living in Europe. our prices are high here as well. I shop ads every week looking for the best deals, and we get good ones. Before inflation, we are spending $100 a week for a family of 4. Our budget has not changed. Very good. Very good. Very good. Rose agrees with me 100%. Just keep watching the prices. Yep. She says Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 and Psalm 16, 11. I have no idea what those verses are, but go look them up, guys. They're probably something good. Lisa, and I must also add, you are only allowed a certain amount of food at the border to come back over with. Okay. So I don't know how much food are you allowed to take over the U.S. border?
Well, so people were kind of contradicting each other, so I'm not sure which of them are right, but there was some discussion about passports. Some said you need them, some said you don't. There were some that said you have to pay duties on the food unless you stay 24 to 48 hours, and it's got to be either 24 or 48, so I'm not sure which that would be. So there were some questions like that.
Okay, well, so just figure it out. Well, right here, what is the good limits from U.S. to Canada? Goods must be in your possession and reported at the time of entry to Canada. If the value of the goods you are bringing back exceeds 800 Canadian dollars, if it exceeds, see, they're not even reading what the limits are. If the value of the goods you are bringing back exceeds Canadian $800, duties and taxes are applicable only on the amount of goods imported that exceeds $800. A minimum of absence of 48 hours from Canada is required. Okay, So let's think about this. Let's say you have to spend 2 nights in a motel. $200. You spend $100 in gas, $300, and you can take $800 worth of food back. You are still $500 over.
But the thing is, though, that looking in the same places where they don't actually have to come to the U.S., you are still finding good deals. That's the thing that I would focus on more than anything, because unfortunately they can't do what Turid does, because one of our friends in Norway, they stay in a hotel on one side of the border, and they go across and they shop, and then they come back, and then they make another trip, because
it's worth it.
There's a certain amount of tax if you bring in more than a certain amount at once, but you can bring in more than a certain amount in more than one trip. But with the Canadian thing, that would be a problem, since you have to stay apparently 48 hours.
But see, they're missing the point. You could take a tent and go camp.
True.
Take some canned food.
Somebody did say sleep in your car.
Sleep in your car.
Although you'd have to save a lot to want to.
Yeah, but if you have a van,
yeah,
you could easily sleep in a van for 2 nights.
But is it worth 2 nights to save, well, $800?
Yeah. Kendra says, I'm a delivery food driver, and the people that deliver food to every night and make a ton of money, or probably the same ones complaining about grocery prices. They are the same ones complaining about grocery prices. I know, because they keep complaining on here. Oh my goodness. I'm totally with you. Keep going, girl. Get those tips. Brooke. Let's see. Vicky says, I live in Northern California and do my homework on groceries. The stores that are close to us. Yep. Still pay great prices. Yep. And Aldi. Aldi has tons and tons of good prices. That lady in Pennsylvania that was whining about her prices, she had an Aldi. It's not like she couldn't get cheap food. Midwest Mom says, spot on. I shopped. Can you see the next? Oh, you did. I shopped the lost leaders in multiple stores, 5 adults with few extras. We don't spend. Some of those folks are overspending. That's it. They're just overspending. Let's see. I just saw you guys send me 2.
Oh, you just got into 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Sandra says, I volunteer at a local senior food pantry, and we're able to shop after the patrons are finished. Yes. She gets 60% of her weekly groceries and never buys a thing. There you go. She trades a few hours a week for groceries. That is a brilliant idea. That is absolutely brilliant. That is something I have not heard for people to do. That is a great idea. Volunteer at a food pantry. And then if they give you leftovers at the end of the day, take them. That's great. Cindy, not everyone has the ability to drive 2 or 3 hours to get groceries. I'm unable to drive. Okay, then do what you can with what you have. You have to do what you can with what you have. Where do we find these flyers? Olympia wants to know. So what I do is I go in and Google a city, state, town, whatever. So let's say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, grocery stores. And then I just go down through all the list of grocery stores and go to the grocery store website, look at their weekly flyer. I did the same for Canada as I did in the United States, and they're all right there. Janice says she just paid off a credit card and closed it. Thanks to our help. You are welcome. That is great. That is absolutely great. Cooking with Cat Lover says, Tara, that's an awesome giveaway. Thank you. I love that book. Making the homemade oatmeal from the book this month. Yes, we have lots of oatmeal ideas in here, guys, because oatmeal is cheap. Oatmeal is cheap. Little Crafty Nook says, oh, that's the whole other thing when the kids want something, but we don't have the guts to tell them no. Yes, exactly. Took advantage of this last time you offered it, and it is why I bought the hard copy. Thank you so much. Mike will put the link in there, guys. Ebook is free. Use coupon code DINING1, D-I-N-I-N-G, number 1, the number 1, and it will be free for you for the ebook version. Denise says, oh my gosh, I never buy any of this needless stuff. Exactly. I know. Most of that stuff, I mean, like I said, if the guy has the money and he wants to pay it, that's fine. He was complaining about grocery prices the whole time, though. But like 3/4 of the stuff that he put in his grocery cart was nothing but junk. So, you know, you really could get a whole lot cheaper for a lot of that stuff. J. Pat says, I do your system here in Vancouver and when in Washington at our cabin. It works great, but have to pay duty fees, which are very high. So then you figure out if the duty fees are cheaper to bring the food over and pay the duty fees than not. Apparently it is for her because she's saying she pays the duty fees. So even paying the duty fees, it must still be cheaper.
Under a certain amount, you don't pay it.
Under $800, yeah. Well, she said, well, I think you still have to stay 48 hours if it's under $800, but still, that's a weird law to have.
It's probably to try to prevent people from doing that.
Oh, it is.
But the
You're
thing
right.
is, but still, like you were noticing, like the one person that said there's nowhere in my province, but then somebody else said that
they're in the same province. They can do it.
Yeah.
Happy Homemaker says she got a massive packs of chicken quarters at the superstore for $15. That is great. I don't know about you, but the boxes here are 40 pounds. So if you got 40 pounds for $15, that is excellent. You did a great job if that's what you found. Andy says, LOL, one day y'all gave the ebook for free and I realized I wanted a hard copy. That is why I have both volume 1 and volume 2 and she loves it. 25% off in the description below. Thank you, Andy. And Chelsea has the same book. Thank you guys for all your testimonials. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I'm not telling you, by the way, I'm not telling you this information about our business being down to garner sympathy or anything like that. It's to tell you, because we're frugal, when our business tanks, we don't have to panic. We may not be doing some fun stuff we want to do, but we're definitely not panicking. Are we panicked? You did the bills last night. Are we panicked?
No.
Or if we are, you haven't told me we're panicked. And he tells me when we're panicked.
I do?
Well, yeah, you do. Panicked. But a lady today was like, I was talking to her on email and she said, well, Tara, I don't know what to do because my husband doesn't like to keep all the receipts and won't give me all the receipts so I can do all the bookkeeping and everything. And I'm like, you're making your system way too hard. And I think we'll do a whole nother show on this. But you know how we do it is Mike pays. I used to do the bookkeeping. I used to do all the checking and everything. I stink at it. I can't do math to save my life. Calculator is my best friend. But he's really good. He was a bookkeeper for years. So he's good at it. So we finally switched and he took over the bookkeeping and I just did the spending. So what happens is he pays all the bills, the rent, the lights, the food. The rent and the lights.
The mortgage.
The mortgage, the lights, you know what I mean. Car and all the main stuff first. Then if we know we're tight, he'll say, you might be a little careful this month because we're running low. Okay.
She's not a detail person and I just don't give her too many details. So
then I know, okay, I'm not stocking up this month when I find a good deal on cereal for $1 a box. I just won't be doing that this month. I'll just get the basics and then we'll eat out of our stockpile. That's how we do it. We don't keep every single receipt. We would go bonkers if we did that. All right, let's see. Holly says, and people wonder why Tara needed a break over the summer. No kidding.
That's exactly the reason. It just gets really tiresome hearing comments. Well, the funny thing is, what's really hard on the price things is we started this years ago where people would say, well, yeah, those prices aren't available in my town. So then we'd go look in the ads in
25 years we've been doing this.
Oh, they're not available in my town. Well, after you've looked up the prices in 1,000 different towns across America, you just get tired of hearing people say that because, we don't have time to do all the homework for everybody. And it's already been, 1,000 different towns across the country and now some in Canada. It gets exasperating when you show people the evidence and they still say there's no evidence.
I don't know. Sarah, yet you make a good living off of people giving to you. People aren't giving to us. People are paying for a service. They are paying for a service. They get a product from us. We're not going to give our product away for free when we have to pay for it. That's just ridiculous. That's communist. That's ridiculous. That's why you're poor and we're not. Yes, we make a good living doing this. Why? Because we figured out how to do it. We didn't have car payments for 30 years. We weren't just throwing money away, giving it to the bank, literally giving away years worth of paychecks to the bank.
Well, what's funny about that too, Sarah, that's kind of like saying if you have a job or your husband has a job or whoever has a job in your house, if you have a job and you're going to work every day, does somebody say to you, well, it's awfully nice that people just give you money? No, because you're like, well, I work for that money. Well, guess what? This is a job. We actually work and create products. You know, it doesn't, like these books, we can't just snap our fingers and have them come out of thin air. We actually have to do.
I know what was going through your mind.
we have to figure out number crunching and work with the suppliers that make them for us so that we can bring them to people at a price that's actually affordable. And even so, we still give deals. That's not the same. What you're describing is basically welfare. Entitlement.
You are entitled.
Yeah.
You are the definition of entitled.
It's funny because we don't get a lot, but we get some people that they tell us, well, you say you're living on a dime, but then you want us to buy something instead of just giving it to us for free. We're like,
I'm giving you my free book for free this week.
You're telling me, well, first of all, there's all sorts of free stuff on the website. There's like 1,200 videos on YouTube that are free. But you want the one thing that we sell to people for free. And we even give it to most people in some form. But even that's not enough. Like if that's the way you think, then consider, would you go to your job every day and expect them to have and be okay with them expecting you to just come and not get paid and not pay your bills and not take care of your family and stuff?
And people say, you know, Tara, just ignore those people. No, those people need to be called out. They need to be called out because what they are saying is wrong. And other people are listening to them. It's ridiculous. They're absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Christine, do you recommend a rack for the turkey? My roaster has one, but in your video, I noticed you don't use one. I do not use a rack because the breast down in the juices makes it super moist. So you're making a moist turkey by letting it cook in the juices.
You might restate that. I'm sharing the link again, but lots of people are asking about the Super Easy channel.
Super Easy Recipes is our cooking channel where I'm cooking through our cookbooks right here. Volume 1 and Volume 2 is the recipes that I'm using. And then I also have a gluten-free, dairy-free channel, guys, that we started. Michael put the link in there for you for that, where I'm cooking using my gluten-free, dairy-free recipes also. Sue says she's never seen you so riled up. I don't think you've ever been that riled up, honey, on the show.
Well, not on the show.
No, you should have seen him on Saturday and Monday after the videos came out.
I was like, you have got to be kidding.
I was sitting there reading him some of the comments. I'm like, oh, listen to this one. And I think we left the comments on for like 10 hours or something like that. And I finally got to the point where I was like, forget it. I am closing down the comments. And I'll tell you, I am this close to just closing the comments on all of our videos because it is so crazy how entitled and lazy people are. Now, as I say that, we have a whole bunch of people that are like, yes, I am doing this. You're right. I just paid off my house. I just paid off my car. I'm never having a car loan again. I just got X at the thrift store and saved myself $500. We get those comments all the time. And I want you guys to see those comments because people are doing this. They are doing it all the time. All the time. Well, and see, Donise says, I have saved up $3,000 this year by doing what you say in your videos. Yeah. Somebody else says Prepper Princess closes her comments. I don't blame her one bit. The amount of petty whining is ridiculous.
I do wish that, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't do everything we want. But I wish we could keep the comments that were already on there when we close the comments, because there's only a certain amount of, like, you have an answer for people's objections, but when people keep bringing up the same objections, after a while it's exasperating. You're like, I just want to go work in the garden. I've already dealt with this comment before. They should read the ones that are already up there.
Patty says, it's bad when Mike loses it. She said, tell it like it is, Mike.
I'm usually better at holding back, but Tara's like, yeah, you shouldn't be.
Happy Homemaker, what about kids, activities for kids? Would you take them out to save or just take longer and keep them in? That's totally up to you and what your kids are doing. So I don't know how many activities your kids are doing. I only allow one activity a year for a kid if we did it. My kids never really did activities, really. I don't know how we got by with that. But our kids just really never did activities. But that was what I had planned, was they would have like either do band or choir or one sport, not 5 sports. I'm not paying $5,000, $10,000 for baseball, $5,000 for football. It's absolutely absurd. If that was the prices that it would be for my kids to do that, that would not happen. No, I wouldn't be doing that. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to skip through some of these comments just because, but yeah, a lot of people are saying people just don't want to buy they just want to buy whatever they want. They don't want to look for bargains. Exactly. You are right. I don't know this name, but it says, I asked the workers in the store when the markdowns for certain times are for breads, produce. Exactly. Very good. Bounty in the Badlands. I only go to the city 3 or 4 times a year. Yes. Very good. Prices are very different. Not worth $50 for Costco, though. Very good. You know that. Send me the next one.
I'm having a little trouble finding.
Jesus' Watchman says, I appreciate all you do. Thank you. We are watching too because we know Jesus is coming soon. So if you don't know Jesus, might I suggest you get in touch with him because it's going to be changing really quick here, guys. Moms and boys, it's not about the principles. It's about the principles, not the prices. Exactly. She says this almost every video we do. I know. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, Appalachia Homestead's closing her channel. Yeah, yes, Lisa, I have a gluten-free channel also. I think Mike put the link in there. What's the matter?
I had the same problem as before.
Oh, no. Vicky says they paid off their van with stimulus money and some they'd already saved. Very good. Now they're working on their Jeep. Almost there. Good job. Good job. Jen, why are you letting strangers you will never meet get to you? Actually, it's not that they're getting to me. It's that, well, they are getting to me, but it's more of a frustration because this is really so simple. It is so simple, and people are making it so complicated. And for me, it's frustrating because I don't want people to hear the lie that you can't do it when you can. That's what frustrates me, is it's a lie saying you can't do it. And I don't want other people to believe that lie, which is straight from the pit of hell. It is. It is just a lie. Just a lie.
Okay, I think I sent you.
What Katie did says, through the military, we have lived in Hawaii, Tennessee, Alaska. We have spent around the same amount per month for groceries in each place. It just takes some investigating. Very good. Very, very good. Very good.
Did you get 3?
All right, let's see. Right here, just a second.
Click send.
Okay, that'll be it. Oh, Nick says, go paint. LOL. I think we need to find that and pull it out for a short. Mike goes crazy.
Did you see what Emily said?
New line of merch. Go paint.
That would be hilarious because people would be like, what does that mean?
Kathy says, my daughter-in-law stopped by last night and shopped my stockpile and got Thanksgiving turkey and fixins. doing with high bottom. Well, there you go. There you go. We are not doing Thanksgiving this year, actually. We've canceled it. So our kids can't, our other kids can't come up. So we just decided to take mom and our boys, 2 boys that we have here, to go to the Chinese buffet and treat ourselves.
Is that where we decided to go?
Yes.
Yes.
We don't go. We used to go every Sunday after church and get Wendy's. Now Wendy's is so ridiculously expensive. We don't do that anymore. We haven't done that for 2 years. So we're like, okay, we can splurge on Thanksgiving for everybody. We'll do that.
It's ridiculously expensive, especially just for kind of fast food burgers. But man, that line, the cars are always out in the street.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Sandra, do you think once all the kids are grown and gone out of the house, you'll downsize? No. I'm not going to say we're never, ever, ever going to sell this house because I've said that before, but we have no intention of ever selling this house. We both want to just be buried here. They're going to have to drag
me out kicking and screaming.
Our kids are going to have to deal with all of our junk, but for the value of this house, they could deal with our junk for the value of our house.
Lisa, I just shared the gluten-free channel in the comments, but also it's not on Facebook because Facebook will ban it if we put all the links to YouTube, but because Facebook wants you there. But on the YouTube side, I have the links to all those channels in the description. And by the way, if you don't see any of these links, you can go to livingonadime.com and click show notes. And I put the same information there because Facebook doesn't want any competition. So we have to pare down the links we share on Facebook.
Casey says, I appreciate your message, Tara and Mike. I hear change your circumstances if yours aren't working for you. Thank you. Yes. If something's not working, figure out a different way. You may live in Alaska. Well, okay, you're living off-grid in a cabin in Alaska and pay $1,000 for your housing a year, but your groceries are $500 a month. Okay, well, it's a give and take.
And your therapy bills are like zero. So you're saving there too.
Okay.
So you're
Donna says, Tara, I spat out my tea. I needed this video today. I know. I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay. Colleen, I'm a widow living on a fixed income. I have a year's stockpile by watching the ads. I just filled 2 large paper grocery bags full of a variety of items from a local food drive. There you go. Very good. Hair Tide got a free 19-pound turkey from Winco today. Just had to spend $125 worth of groceries. There you go. Very good. Time for Life. B&B Outlet in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is a closeout groceries. Worth the drive. Yep. Good job. Thank you for letting us know that. You guys in Pennsylvania, you can go there. Karen, my husband and I drove 2 hours round trip to get 59 cents a pound turkey. Bought 5. Very good. And you probably saved enough money for that to be worth it. You know, it's like, oh, thanks, the Riv and Georgina. Georgina, or the Riv says, I've been watching Gen Z videos where they whine about the cost of living, yet they have fake nails, lashes, and hair. It's so frustratingly annoying. These are kids who want their student loans forgiven. I know. Exactly. See these nails right here? $1. I did them myself for $1. Acrylic nails.
What I thought was funny is that I think Tara mentioned it, but the guy she was talking about earlier who was complaining about all the prices he was having to pay while he was still buying the expensive things, at the end, he said something like he was so stressed out that he was going to go to this coffee shop and spend like a bunch of money on a coffee. Like, your stress might be coming from putting all the expensive things in your basket and then topping it off with an overpriced coffee.
Well, and even like that, I told you one of us woke up this morning throwing up blood. Okay, this is pretty serious. We don't know what's going on. We think we might know the cause of it, but we're not sure. So we may have to drive 2 hours to Casper to go to a specialist. So my first thought is, after the concern for this person, is that okay, if we're going to Casper, what do I need to get when I'm in the big city? Because I'm going to make my list in case I have to make a quick trip next week down there if this doesn't stop. Okay, that's my first plan. So I'm not just sitting here going, woe is me, there's nothing I can do. Now, of course, our medical care is going to be priority, but then I have these other things on the back burner in case it's not something that needs emergency medical attention at the moment. We can do these other things. If we can't do these other things, then we'll just swipe them to the side and deal with the emergency at the moment. But I'm not just going to sit here and be a victim and say I can't ever do these things. You have to plan and figure. And I am the world's worst planner, but I still get it done. All right, let's see.
Teresa, do we still have the gluten-free book? Yes, we do.
Yes, right here. 25% off in the description below right there. And I know we've been showing you guys the other books, but there's the gluten-free one. And here's our undated planner. Undated, so you can start at any time. It's a full year, 365 days, 400 pages. I'll show you a page right now, but you can go look on the sales page. And so we have how to plan your meals and to get organized and get everything done, get your house cleaned so that you are not feeling overwhelmed all the time. Gwen says, thank you for all the information. It does work. Thank you. Hair Tide, love the Super Easy channel. Oh, by the way, guys, we had a printing problem that we just realized in here. And instead of the 24 calendar getting in here, it was the 2023, 2022 and 23. So just so you know, that's a printing error. We're really sorry about that.
Like all the pages are undated, so
Yeah,
everything is
they're
totally
undated.
usable. It's just a little reference calendar like the one in your checkbook.
We saw that the other day and we were like, oh, everybody needs a proofreader, but we couldn't believe it. All right, let's see. Chrissy says, using volume 1 turkey recipe video on Thanksgiving dinner was very helpful. Yeah, if you guys need to know how to cook Thanksgiving dinner, go to my YouTube channel, Super Easy Recipes. 2 videos ago, I did an entire Thanksgiving dinner. So that's why we're going out to eat now, because I did the entire Thanksgiving dinner last week. Cindy says, the same friend and her husband just leased an SUV for $900 a month. Crazy she complains about not having money. Was working DoorDash to make dollars for Christmas. Unbelievable. I know. I don't know. I'm thinking about the grocery audits are not doing what we thought they would do. And, well, as far as they're doing well, but they're not doing as well for the amount of work that it takes to do them. So I had thought about coming up with some of these things. You guys email me if you have questions, editor@livingonadime.com. Email me questions or stories like this, or if you guys see crazy stories, I thought about us doing some like $175,000 and they feel broke is what their salary is. Rob from Little House Off Chris says, I ate moose once. Not terrible, but different. Okay. What would moose taste like, I wonder? I don't know. Does it taste like chicken? You know, everything tastes like chicken. Okay. Yes. My cooking channel, guys, is Super Easy Recipe and Robin, in case you're wondering. Super Easy Recipes. And it's going viral right now. My cheesecake recipe, I think it's in volume 1 that I put on there, has over 200,000 views for my cheesecake recipe. And the only question people can ask is, well, how much lemon juice and vanilla? I'm like, the recipe's right there in the description. I'm not kidding. Every single day I get how much lemon juice and vanilla. Every single day.
The funny thing about it is the recipe's in the description. So you can click on it and see it in like 3 seconds. But if you send us a message asking when, it'll be like 2 days before you get an answer.
I've stopped answering because I'm like, seriously, people.
KS was referring to the YouTuber that you were talking about earlier, who we won't name again. But saying that he's not broke. I don't think he's really worried about prices. Then he should stop complaining about it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that, honestly,
he's probably just doing that for views. And for his defense,
and maybe,
that's his job. Okay.
And maybe he's doing that for views, and that's fine.
If that's his job and he does that for views.
But the thing is that we've always said that if people want to spend $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 or $5,000 a month on groceries and they can afford it, knock yourself out. We wouldn't do that, even if we had enough money to do that without caring about it. But you know, it's for me though, it's just the fact that he was complaining. However, it could just be part of the character on YouTube to get a lot of people to watch.
Yeah. Me Too says her favorite turkey leftover recipe is the white chili. Let me tell you, if you want I won the chili cook-off with this white chili recipe in my Dining on a Dime cookbook. Mine was cleaned out. Everybody was like, that is the best chili I've ever had. If you want a great leftover recipe right there. And as a matter of fact, that video is coming out in Super Easy Recipes in not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, that video is coming out. Oh my goodness, the Saturday of Thanksgiving. Marjorie's loving us going through the cookbook. She has all 3 and likes everything she's made. Excuse me, so far. That is great. She said the recipes are helpful. Makes me want to try even more of them. Very good. I'm so glad. Okay, do you have any more?
I mean, we could find more, I'm sure. But
okay, let me go through real quick. Kaya says, yes,
well,
YouTube is his job. Yeah, I mean, and that's totally, I don't know anything about this YouTuber, guys. I'm not bashing him or anything like that. I don't know who he is. I'm just saying he's complaining about prices and he's throwing junk food in his cart. Okay, whatever. But, you know.
Well, and there are a lot of people who they're going on and they legitimately mean it. And I mean, even if you don't mean it and you're pretending that it's that, you're still saying it. But there are a lot of people out there who just cannot understand that when you buy tons of convenience food and you're super particular about buying the convenience food at the most expensive stores with all the special frills, that somehow you're not going to pay the same price as somebody who shops at Kroger when it's a sale day. Those things just aren't practical.
Okay, so, oh my goodness, my cheesecake is almost a recipe is fantastic. Here it is, guys. Here's my cheesecake that's going viral. Almost 300,000 views. My cheesecake recipe.
Wow.
That nobody can figure out. And it's interesting. Some people have said that it's been runny. And so I'm going to do another test. And I'm wondering, I could not find anything that could explain why some people's cheesecakes turn out just fine and others are runny. I can't figure it out, except for Mom was doing some research and she found one thing that said if you use the Eagle brand condensed milk, it is thicker than the store brand, but the ingredients are exactly the same and the nutrition information is exactly the same. So it should be exactly the same product. So I am not understanding why some people say it seems like it's a little on the thin side, but other people say it's just fine. So I don't know, but you might try that and see. But yeah, I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, 25% off our cookbooks, guys. Dining on a Dime cookbooks, 25% off. Easy recipes. You can get in and out of the kitchen quick with food you already have on hand. If you are gluten-free, dairy-free, check out my gluten-free, dairy-free edition right here. 25% off in the description below. And our Get It Together, people, planner, undated, so you can use any days. If you miss days, you're not wasting days in your planners if you don't use it every single day. 400 pages, 365 days. Guys, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed Mike's rant today. Wow, honey. That's a side of you I haven't seen on the show.
You've seen it, just
not on the show.
You've had to keep it all to yourself all this time.
I have. Mama B says some cans of sweetened condensed milk are different sizes. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're not using the same size of sweetened condensed milk can. Yep, I bet Mama B, you are right. I bet that's it. Because I noticed on our fudge recipe that also went viral. That one's on Living on a Dime, but our fudge recipe that's in volume 2, our 2-ingredient fudge recipe, what I found out was chocolate chips used to always be 12 ounces. And then some companies started making them 10 ounces and everybody was like, well, the fudge isn't setting up. Well, I found out they're getting 10-ounce bags instead of 12-ounce bags. So now we have to change the recipe to, I think it's 2 or 3 cups. I don't know. You'd have to go look, but I changed it on there. So yeah, that's a problem with recipes for people like us who've had recipes for 25 years and now they're changing sizes. Joanne, any ideas for cherry pie filling to mix with something chocolate? Yeah, brownies. Oh, yum. You could swirl it in with some brownies and you could mix it with cream cheese and put it in brownies. Oh, that would be really good.
With chocolate syrup on top.
Yeah.
And then homemade fudge sauce and then more brownies.
Man, you could just take and put it on ice cream with chocolate. Oh, that would be so good. Oh, man. Impish says, Mike's rant was the best. This might be the turning point in the show. Tara says, get it together, people. Mike says, figure it out, people. Go paint. I like this side of Mike. We need more. See, I told you so. I have been telling him for 10 years he needs to have his own rant show. You should hear him sometimes. You're good. I keep telling him, you need to have your own rant show. He's like, my anxiety can't handle it. Maybe if you had your own rant show, you could get your anxiety out there to the world.
No, she was talking about ranting about politics, which
well,
I definitely could do. I just drives me nuts. Focus because I've been involved with a lot of people who are demonstrating. Well, what does they say? What is it they say? I forgot. Yeah, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And it seems like I've been around so many of those people. It just irritates me to have that conversation.
The people who have removed all doubt, who have opened their mouth and removed all doubt.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Good grief.
Yeah.
Let's see. Leah says it all boils down to one word: choices. Yes. It exactly. My mom sit down with her ads on Thursday, looked what was on sale, what had coupons for, and developed her list. We lived in a town of 500 people. Yep. I know. We did the same thing in Idaho. We drove 70 miles to get groceries because we didn't even have a grocery store in our town. All right, one last question.
And we didn't do it every day. That's the reason why it didn't cost us a fortune. We only did it once a month.
Yep.
But like living in the country, you have to plan.
Yeah. Heather, if you still owe on a house and not retired, do you think it's okay to host large family dinners regularly? Well, why not?
What's that?
If you still owe on a house and are not retired, do you think it's okay to host large family dinners regularly? Why not?
I wonder if she means where you're spending a ton of money to have lots of people over when you're still paying a mortgage.
Well, how much money are you spending?
Because
we had 40 people over here on Halloween, and I spent like $20.
If you're spending a crazy amount of money, like if you're catering it, then it might be better to pay off the place first. But yeah, we've been having a lot of get-togethers that don't, as far as money, don't really cost much of anything. Costs a lot in effort from the hostess for the mostess.
Yeah, but for $20, I fed 40 people. We had a Halloween alternative get-together for the kids at my son's youth group and school that don't do Halloween or want to do something other than Halloween. And so I had them all over and we had like 40 people. And it cost me like $25. It wasn't hardly anything at all. Little House Happy Home. What do we get the ebook for free? Our Dining on a Dime Volume 1 ebook version right here. If you use the coupon code DINING, DINING, and the number 1, you will get it for free. You will get it for free. Yeah, and I would have a potluck to Heather. I would have a potluck. People can bring food. There's no reason for you to be paying for all of it. I mean, I did it for Halloween, but you could do that. And I would definitely have a potluck because there's no reason for you to have all that work on yourself, especially if you do it regularly. There's no reason for that. So thank you for checking out Lindy Lou, my new gluten-free, dairy-free channel. Yes, I am posting once a week on there, once or twice a week on super easy recipes, and we are doing twice a week on here. What did I serve for 40 people? So I had chili.
It was good.
I should have entered it in the chili contest, huh? Actually, one of the kids were like, "Oh, Mrs. Kellum, you need to enter this in the chili contest. This is really good." They were having a chili contest a few days later. So I had chili with saltine crackers and cornbread muffins, popcorn,
I shared the wrong link.
caramel corn, and then we had a caramel apple bar. And I did it for 20 to 25 bucks. Yeah.
It was popular. And man, it was a really big shindig. We had all these kids and their parents were here. And then a few of them left. And I thought everybody stood up and I thought everybody was going to go. And then they stayed for like 3 more hours dancing and all kinds of stuff. Like
dancing in the living room.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They've been learning a lot of fancy, like 40s dancing.
Dance moves at schools, yeah. So anyway, all right, guys, please visit us at livingonadime.com. Thank you for staying for our rant. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed Mike's hollering this time. It wasn't just me. Thank you, dear, for not making me be alone this time. And believe me, guys, we just do this to help you because, really, it's not hopeless. And that's what's so frustrating about all this is people act like it's hopeless. It's not hopeless. Livingonadime.com. Please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.